Hello YouTube, in this video I'm going to compare the brand new iPhone 15 Plus with the iPhone 13 series to see if it is a worthy upgrade. So first let's start with the unboxing of iPhone 15 Plus, shall we? So this September Apple event, it was all about our mother nature. So let's tear the 100% recycled pull tabs over here. So that's really satisfying. And once we see here, it gets the dynamic island, so that's one of the biggest upgrades. So the regular 15 and 15 plus, it gets the dynamic island, which was reserved only for the 14 Pro and Pro Max series last year. And as you can see, the phone itself, and also let's tear up the paper wraps. Well, it's here. So it gets the Super Retina XDR display. So it has 2000 nits of brightness, that's same as the Pro phones as before, so it should get really bright. And it has the same 6.7 inch 460 ppi resolution display, and it has ceramic shield in the front. So it's the same Pro grade display, but it just misses out on one important feature which will come across in a little bit of time. So as you can see, this is the blue color from Apple, as they say, but it looks white. Obviously there is no white color this time, so if you want to get a white iPhone, so this the blue one is the one to go. And obviously with the EU in place, you get the USB Type-C port, and this is the USB 2.0 speed USB Type-C port, but well, you can go for the single cable solution, so you no longer have to ask for the iPhone cable. And the one thing which you get with the Pro Max this year is the 5x 120mm telephoto lens. And apart from that, there is obviously nothing. Yeah, you get the titanium, but still the iPhone 15 Plus has the greatest battery life over the entire range. So when you compare it with the iPhone 13 Pro, you are just missing out one important feature, or two if you take the telephoto lens into consideration. But the greatest miss is the ProMotion display, which adjusts from 1 Hz to 120 Hz based on the content that you are seeing. So let's compare with the slow motion clip of the iPhone 15 Plus versus the iPhone 13 Pro. The 13 Pro has a ProMotion display, but the 13 series, it had a 10 Hz to 120 Hz ProMotion display. So that's the reason like we are not getting the always on display and also the nightstand always on thing. But with the 14 Pro and the next 15 Pro series, like we are getting 1 Hz to 120 Hz variable refresh rate. So that's the reason they are having the always on display. As you can notice in this slow motion video, so the iPhone 15, it has a 60 Hz display, so you can see the jelly scrolling. So as you can see, the text and everything, it's moving in a very slow speed, so as 60 Hz. So it's only noticeable if you have used a ProMotion display before. So if you are used to the 120 Hz ProMotion display, so it's really smooth, as you can see here with the 13 Pro series. So there is no jelly scrolling or like there is no shattering, so everything feels smooth. So only if you are upgrading from a Pro series phone to a non-Pro series phone, so you are going to notice, and in some days it's going to fade away. So it's one thing like you want to get adjusted to, like if you are upgrading from a Pro series to a non-Pro series phone. But given the this year's 2000 nits peak brightness display when compared to 1200 nits of the 13 series, it's really going in a good way. And I wish, or like I believe, in next year we will be getting the 120 Hz display also to the regular iPhone series. Now the other thing that we see is the dynamic island. So introduced last year, the dynamic island, it's more than a gimmick, I would say. Now that it's filtered out to the regular 15 series, so it's a great addition. So if you're using Swiggy or Uber, so you get the live activity over the dynamic island. It's really useful, and it's not in any way gimmick, I would say. Now coming to camera comparison, so the 15 series now gets a 48 megapixel primary sensor from the previous 14 Pro series, so that's a welcome change. And you get the ultra wide camera, so you don't get the telephoto lens that we get with the Pro. So let's compare some daylight photo shots. This year the 15 with its 48 megapixel sensor shoots at a default resolution of 24 megapixels. So it's a big advantage of large sensor. You will get rich and detailed photos. and the processing power of the A16 chip compared to A15 is also noticeable. And even in night shots, this advantage continues. But this advantage continues with the video too, as the 15 looks more vibrant compared to 13, but the 13 Pro has a wider aperture lens to capture more light though. And it has a telephoto lens to capture those long range shots, like if you're watching a match or something like that. Coming to the overall performance of the phone, so the iPhone 15 has a A16 chip, so that's from the 14 Pro series of the last year. So let's run Geekbench 6 and compare the scores with my iPhone 13 Pro. So as we have the scores here, so there is no real world difference if you see, but there are scores here. So what it translates into real life, well, if you are upgrading, I mean like from a really old phone, so then you're going to see, but the battery life improvements, wow, they are really great. So with the iPhone 15 series, the battery life, the 15 plus especially, it's really a 2-day phone. So even if you're a heavy user, you are not going to complete it within a single day. And with the USB type C situation right here, so but you are not getting the USB type C transfer speeds with the plus series, so that's only with the Pro. But you can charge with a single cable your MacBook, your iPad and the iPhone, so that's one advantage if you are upgrading to the iPhone 15 series from the older phones, like say for example the 13 or even the 14. But for whom it's the real upgrade, so it's only for people who are using the iPhone 12 and below. So if you are someone who is still using iPhone 12, 11 or even 10s or 10, so the iPhone 15 is a real great upgrade. So you are getting USB type C, you are getting the dynamic island, you are getting the latest and greatest processors which are really power efficient, and the 3 nanometer process, especially with the iPhone 15 Pro series. So the now the overheating issues have been resolved with iOS 17.0.3. so even if you're upgrading to a Pro series phone, so that's really a great thing, like if you want the ProMotion display obviously and with the telephoto camera lens. But so anyone who is using iPhone 12 or 12 Pro and below, so for them it's a real great upgrade. But if you're using the 13 Pro, you can probably wait one more year and then upgrade. But who am I to say? So if you really want to go into the USB Type C bandwagon, go ahead and upgrade to the iPhone 15 Pro or the 15 Plus if you want the better battery life. So that's all I had in this video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this, and as always, stay safe and peace.